Now these banks, when the account holders means we people, when the public who hold accounts there, when we deposit our amount, many of us do not know. I'll just give you an example. Suppose any one of you go to the bank tomorrow to deposit 100 rupees, 100 Indian rupees, you deposit in the bank. What does the bank do? The bank takes 100 rupees from you and it hands over a slip to you saying that we have taken 100 rupees from you, right or wrong? So this receipt, it declares that the bank has taken 100 rupees from you. Now this receipt that you have in your hand, can you go to any shop to purchase anything worth 100 rupees? You know what it means? It means that the bank has deprived you of the ownership of your 100 rupees, which many of us do not know. You were the owner till you had that currency in your hand. The moment you deposited in the bank, that is no more yours now. And those who know something of banking, who work in a bank or have the knowledge of the bank in its balance sheet, it shows those 100 rupees as its own property. It doesn't show as your property. In their balance sheet, that 100 rupees is shown as the property of the bank and not the property of the depositor or the account holder. What is the bank trying to say? That 100, it belonged to you. But now when you deposited it with us, you are no more its owner. The moment it says you are no more its owner, it means it has all the right to spend your 100 rupees in any manner that pleases it or that benefits it. So you do not know where it is being used. It can be used for alcohol business. It can be used for pornography business. It can be used to produce documentaries and films against Quran and Hadith. It can be used for any other purpose of which you have no knowledge. Because you do not know, you don't own it anymore. You just have a paper receipt. So basically when a bank starts taking from the customers the money, it starts taking the deposits, generally it is a law, it's a regulation by the central bank that a particular amount from every deposit, they need to store it, they need to save it, they need to reserve it with the central bank. That is called as central bank reserves. Every bank, after suppose for example, again I'll give you an example. See, my topic today is not to explain to you the entire economic system in the world. I'm just giving a brief outline so that you understand what's happening around the world and how is it damaging to the common masses. When you deposit 100 rupees, what the bank does is, from that 100 rupees, suppose Mr. Abdullah went to deposit 100 rupees. The bank deposits 100 rupees. It takes 20 rupees to put in its own safe, in its own locker. Why? Because tomorrow Abdullah can come and give a check saying I want 10 rupees. So that 10 rupees they pay from the locker. Remaining 80 that they hold with them, of that they deposit 60 with the central reserve. 20 what they do is, Mr. Abdur Rahman wanted a loan for a business. So your 100 rupees that you deposited, from that 20 rupees they give to loan, they loan it out to Mr. Abdur Rahman and they charge Abdur Rahman an interest. Suppose for 20 rupees they are charging 15% of interest. When Abdur Rahman pays that 15% of interest, from that 15%, the bank takes away 10% and 5% it gives it to you for the 100 rupees you have deposited. This way they keep on rotating the money. So there are different forms of reserves that the central bank maintains. For example, the required reserve deposits is one of the reserves. The other one is the borrowed reserves, the non-borrowed reserves, the excess reserves, the required reserves, the capital reserves, the total reserves. From all these types of reserves, whenever people deposit any amount, they keep on rotating that amount without the account holder ever knowing where his money is being used. In other words, you are living in a virtual world where whenever you go to the bank to deposit anything, the moment you are depositing anything, you only have virtual money and there is nothing physical in currency with you, meaning you don't own anything with you. And now with every process of bank becoming digitalized, everything happening on the digital, in other words, even that paper money is no more there in the bank. It's only numbers changing in the balance sheets. Where is the money? Where is your ownership now? Where are they using it? Have they taken your permission? How much are they earning from your money? None of the account holders exactly know about it. Suppose, for example, Abdullah, he deposits $1 million in the bank. And from that $1 million, the bank starts some business. The bank says to Abdullah, for this $1 million, we are ready to give you 2% as interest. Nauz billah, may Allah forbid. And this Abdullah is very happy. Oh, I am getting 2% interest. The bank, if it gives 2% interest for 1 million, it is equivalent to about paying how much? About 20,000 rupees. 20,000 rupees is the interest amount that the bank is paying to Abdullah. But that 1 million, the moment Abdullah deposited, the bank invested in some real estate business. The moment they invested in real estate business, for $1 million that they invested, they received a profit of $5 million. But how much are they paying to Abdullah now? They received $5 million, they are just paying $2,000 to Abdullah. Is it justice? No, this is not justice. Why? They used Abdullah's amount to get a big profit. But Abdullah doesn't know about it. And Abdullah is being paid only $2,000. And those who work in the bank, you will be surprised. There are some things which cannot be brought as a paper evidence. But those who are working in the bank, who know the insight of the processes of the bank, can you just imagine when there are transactions between the banks, between top banks of the world, when there are transactions between the banks, on an average daily, not in month, not in a year, daily, there is a difference of about $2 million to $3 million, which they say it's not a loss. Okay, it's fine. When the banks are dealing with each other, $2 to $3 million, there is a difference between their accounts and none of them know who has used it, where it has been used. It's not officially on the record, and bank doesn't mind because it's the money of the people that is being rotated, and there are so many customers that the inflow to the bank daily is so high that a loss of $2 to $3 million every day doesn't make a difference to the bank. And this happens everywhere in the world. It happens everywhere in the world.